There is a special kind of escape that comes from putting on headphones, turning the volume up, and letting the world disappear behind a wall of sound. And maybe for you, it started as a simple habit. Just music on the way to school, songs to block out noise at work, a playlist to help you sleep at night, but slowly, quietly. The volume crept higher and higher until full volume became your normal. And now your ears and your brain are living inside a storm of sound every single day, even if everyone else thinks you're just enjoying music. You wake up in the morning, still half asleep, and before you even really see your room, you reach for your phone and your headphones. You open your music app or a video, slide the volume up until you feel that deep, physical thump in your ears. Dump. And only then do you feel like your day can start. While you brush your teeth, the music is there. While you get dressed, it's there. On the way out of the house, you push the earbuds in deeper to block out the sounds of traffic, birds, people. Because the world feels too loud and too quiet at the same time, unless it's coming through your own personal speakers. People talk to you, but you only catch half of what they say because your ears are full of someone else's voice, someone else's beat. It feels like power, like control, like your own private movie soundtrack, but your ears, deep inside where you can't see, are struggling to survive a lifestyle they were never designed for. Sound is not just something you hear in your head. It is a physical force that moves through your ear canal, vibrates your eardrum, and shakes tiny, delicate hair cells deep inside your inner ear. Those cells are not like the hair on your head that can grow back if you cut it. They are more like one-time sensors. Once they're damaged, they do not regenerate. When you blast sound into your ears at full volume day after day, those fragile cells are being hit again and again, like grass trampled under heavy feet. At first, they bend and recover, then they bend and recover more slowly, and eventually some of them don't stand back up. On the outside, nothing looks different. Your ears look fine in the mirror, but you might start to notice little hints that something has changed. You ask people to repeat themselves more often, especially in noisy places. You turn the TV up louder than before. You don't notice small sounds you used to, like a soft knock, a quiet ringtone, distant footsteps. You tell yourself it's just because people mumble or because the environment is loud. But really, it's that your hearing has taken a small step down from where it used to be. The scary part is that this drop doesn't happen all at once. It's gradual, almost invisible. And that makes it easy to ignore. You may have already experienced that ringing in your ears after a long, loud session. The high-pitched whine that shows up when you finally take your headphones off in a quiet room. Like a ghost sound that won't leave. You lie down at night, the house is silent, and suddenly, there it is, ringing, buzzing. Or whistling that doesn't come from the air, but from inside your own head. Sometimes it fades, sometimes it stays a little longer. Sometimes it returns every time you spend too long with the volume cranked up. That ringing is not random. It is your nervous system complaining, a sign that the sound was too much. But what do most people do? They don't like the ringing, so they put the headphones back on, turn the volume up to drown it out, and the cycle continues. Over time, that ring can become more permanent, a companion that is loudest when everything else is quiet. Imagine trying to sleep, study, or relax with a noise that never stops. Many people only realize how serious it is when it is already there all the time. And by then, turning the volume down does not make it go away. It becomes something you simply have to live with, a constant reminder that your ears are not the same as they were. Using headphones at full volume every day doesn't just affect the future. It also shapes how you live right now. When your ears are constantly filled with sound, your brain gets used to that level of stimulation. Silence starts to feel uncomfortable, almost threatening. You may notice that you can't sit in a quiet room without immediately reaching for your headphones or playing something on your phone. Walking without music feels strange. Being alone with your thoughts feels unbearable. You have trained your brain to expect a soundtrack every moment, like a background noise that keeps you from hearing your own mind. This can make you more restless, more anxious, less able to relax without external noise, even when you're physically resting. Mentally, you are still processing lyrics, beats, voices, and that leaves very little space for your own emotions and ideas to surface. Your relationships with people around you can also be quietly affected. When you always have headphones on, even if you tell yourself you're only half listening, you build a small wall between you and everyone else. Maybe your parents or friends talk to you and you pause your music for a second, answer quickly, then put the headphones right back on. Over time, they stop trying to have deeper conversations because they feel like they're interrupting you. They see you absorbed in your audio world and assume you don't want to be bothered. Simple moments like walking somewhere with someone, sitting in the same room, traveling in a car could have been chances for small, real conversations. But if your ears are always claimed by your device, those chances slip away. You might start to feel lonely without really understanding why. Because technically you're always surrounded by voices in your headphones, but those voices don't look back at you, don't hug you, don't really know you. They can comfort you for a moment, but they can't replace the warmth of someone's laughter beside you or the subtle sounds of a real shared moment. Physically, wear and tear isn't just inside your ears. Earbuds that are jammed deep inside for many hours can irritate the skin, trap moisture, and increase the risk of ear canal issues. You might feel itchiness, soreness, or a sense of fullness in your ears. But you ignore it because you need your music, your podcasts, your games. If you share earbuds or don't clean them regularly, you can also invite bacteria closer to one of the most sensitive parts of your body. Over-the-ear headphones may feel more comfortable, but if they're always clamped on for long hours, they can still cause pressure soreness around your ears and temples. If you combine loud sound with long wear, your nervous system is being hit from several directions at once. Constant noise, physical pressure, and often blue light from screens at the same time. Add caffeine, stress, and lack of sleep, and you have a brain that is constantly wired, never allowed to rest fully, and ears that are trying desperately to keep up. There's also the way loud headphones make you less safe in the real world. When you are walking along a road, crossing the street, riding a bike, or sitting in public transport with full volume blasting, you may not hear important sounds around you. A car horn, a bike bell, someone calling your name, a warning shout. You feel protected in your bubble, but that bubble is made of ignorance, not safety. Your eyes cannot see everything at once. Your hearing fills in the gaps, especially behind you and to the sides. If that sense is blocked by your own music, you're moving through the world half aware, trusting that everyone else will notice you and avoid you, when in reality, you are the one not noticing them. A distraction at the wrong second can turn into something serious. And the saddest part is that it might happen while you are listening to a song you won't even remember in 10 years. Now think about how this full volume lifestyle affects your energy and mood across a whole day. Loud music can give you a rush. It can make you feel invincible, powerful, untouchable, especially if the song matches your emotions. But when the music stops, or when you're forced to remove the headphones in class, at work, in a meeting, you may feel flat, irritated, or uncomfortable. Your brain has been riding a wave of intense stimulation, and when that wave falls, everything else feels too low. You might become more sensitive to normal sounds like people talking, typing, doors closing because your ears are tired. You might find it harder to focus without music, because you've trained yourself to associate concentration with sound blasting directly into your brain. You might start saying things like, "I can't study without music," or "I can't sleep without something playing," not realizing that what you really can't do is tolerate your own quiet mind anymore. That is not a crime, but it is a sign that something is out of balance. The long-term picture is even more serious. If you continue using headphones at full volume every day for years, you're increasing your chances of living in a world that slowly becomes more muffled. You might be in your 20s or 30s and already struggling to hear conversations in a busy restaurant. You might avoid social situations because you get tired of asking people to repeat themselves. You might feel isolated in groups because everyone else is laughing at something you didn't catch. You might watch movies with subtitles not just because you like them, but because dialogue feels unclear without them. People might joke that you're like an old person who needs things louder. But there's nothing funny about real hearing loss when you're still young. Sound is how we hear, "I love you," "I'm proud of you," this music changed my life. The details of a voice you miss, the way someone laughs when they're truly happy, losing parts of that is losing colors from your world. And yet, none of this is about shaming you for loving music, games, or audio content. Sound can heal, motivate, give comfort, and make life richer. The question is not whether you should use headphones, but how. Right now, full volume every day is like driving a car at maximum speed everywhere you go. Even in crowded streets, even in storms, even on narrow roads. You might not crash immediately, but the risk and the wear on the engine are both huge. The powerful thing is that you have more control than you think. Turning the volume down isn't weakness. It's wisdom. Taking breaks isn't being too soft. It's being kind to the only pair of ears you will ever have. You don't need to stop using headphones to protect your hearing. You need to stop abusing them. You can start with small decisions that feel almost silly. One notch lower on the volume slider, then another. Choosing noise-isolating or over-ear headphones so you don't have to compete with outside noise by turning the sound up. Setting times of your day where you intentionally listen at low volume, or not at all. Letting your ears breathe between sessions instead of keeping something plugged in from morning to night. At first, quieter music will feel wrong, like it's not enough. That's because your brain is used to being hit with a wall of sound. But if you give it time, your hearing adjusts. You start to notice details in the music you never heard before because it isn't just blasting your eardrums. It's actually reaching your mind. You may find that you can focus better with softer background sound, that you feel less tired at the end of the day, that the ringing at night becomes less frequent or softer when you give your ears more rest. You might discover that walking without headphones sometimes, hearing your own footsteps, the wind, people talking, gives you a different kind of calm, a feeling of being part of the world instead of sealed off from it. You might find that conversations with people feel deeper when you're not half listening, that memories created without a soundtrack are just as powerful as the ones you make with your favorite songs. What happens if you use headphones on full volume every day is that slowly, your silence becomes louder than your music. The damage creeps in quietly, taking pieces of your hearing, your focus, your calm, and your connection to real life one day at a time. But what happens if you decide, starting today, to protect your ears the way you protect your phone screen or your favorite shoes, is that you give your future self a gift they can't buy later, the ability to hear clearly, fully and comfortably for as long as possible. Music will still be there. Videos will still be there. Voices will still be there. The question is whether your ears will be ready to receive them.